Okay, with Barnabus Walsh or Barney T. Dinosaur. That's what it says on your tag right there.
Oh yeah, that's a COVID pandemic artifact right here.
Barnabus Walsh. The Lights is the short film playing at the
hmm
action thriller festival. Really interesting film. You're from the UK, correct?
Yeah, correct.
And it's called The Lights, but it's about lights, right? Like it's basically you're using kind of interesting lights to kind of tell the kind of thriller, kind of horror story, I guess, right? That's the
Yeah,
concept.
yeah. It's there's a little mystery to it, but it's called the lights. It's pretty obvious to tell what's going on, what
And,
like what's going wrong.
and you also starred in it too, right? You're also in the film as well, right?
Yeah, yeah. More out of necessity than anything else. More out of just budget.
And Fern Taylor, that's the co-writer. She's in the film as well.
Yeah. So what we there was the original idea, and that went through a bunch of revisions, and then I don't have that kind of budget to make a full-length feature film, so we did a
Yeah.
short film version. I'd written it for someone else. I think the full-length version's designed with Fern as the star, and then I thought, well, this is somebody else. And then I thought, no, if it's a proof of concept, it needs to be have as many things as I want in the full-length version in this. So I rewrote it with Fern. I got about two-thirds of the way through, and I thought this last third isn't Fern. So we sat down and we she plotted the last third with me.
Oh, so she helped you kind of like. So this is your kind of idea. You have a
Yeah.
feature script version of this, right?
Yeah, yeah. This is basically the full length version doesn't have an opening kill. And I thought, right, okay, if I'm doing proof of concept, I should probably do the version of like an opening kill, like a Drew
Yeah.
Barrymore in Scream kind of thing.
Gotcha. But you have Fern is like the lead in the feature as well.
Yeah.
And where did you two meet?
We met in a takeaway, like 3 a.m. in a chicken shop,
Okay.
years and years ago. I enjoy telling people this story because she doesn't know it as well as I do. Um, we met, it was 3 a.m. It was Halloween 2018, so me and my friends were dressed as the Avengers because that was big. And me and Black Widow had given up at 3 a.m. We were going to get the train home at 6 a.m. We were like, no, 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 it's too much. So 3 a.m. we're going to get some food and we're going to head home via other means. And in front of us in the chicken shop queue is three people dressed as DC characters. Oh no, sorry, two people dressed as DC characters and
Okay.
one person dressed with a cardboard sign and a Hulk t-shirt and the cardboard sign says Marvel is better. She turned around, looks at us. I'm dressed as Iron Man. She's dressed as Black Widow. And the woman goes, "Look, that's how you're supposed to do it." And we're like, "No, it's who gives a shit, you know."
Yeah.
Sorry, I hope you can swear on this.
Okay.
Um, yeah, we just got to talking, and by the time we'd split up, I was like, "Man, I really had a crush on Harley Quinn." Didn't tell me her name. God damn it! So I'm telling this to all the friends that I meet over the next couple of weeks,
Yeah.
and one of them just goes, "Oh, I'll just Facebook search them." I'm like, "Do you think I didn't try? You think that wasn't route one of trying to find?" Because the woman dressed as Poison Ivy was Fern, and at one point she's just telling a story to her friends, and she goes, "Yeah, yeah, but so this person said to me Fern." I was like, "Whoa, whoa, hold on. You said your name was Fern?" And she went, "Yeah." I said, "You
Yeah.
dressed as a tree at this moment in time." She goes, "Yeah, yeah. We have we're all housemates. We have another housemate," and she thought it was a pun because she's like German. She doesn't read any comics or anything like that. So anyway, so he just Facebook searches Fern. I go, "You're not gonna find it. You're not gonna find it." And then he goes, "Is that her?" I go, "Damn. Yeah, yeah." It really annoyed me that that worked with such confidence. But he has like one mutual friend with her. So I reached out. I said, "Hey, is your friend single?" He said no, but thanks for trying. And then yeah, years later when I come to write this idea, Low Stress Day, which is the short film I did before this,
Yeah.
I wrote one page and I was like, Fern would be really good at this. And then I thought, I'm not going to write any more until I just ask Fern how it works, because there's no point writing a whole thing with someone in mind if they're just not going to do it.
Yeah.
So she said she was interested. I wrote the whole thing, we shot it, and then this is the third or fourth time we worked together. So
Gotcha. And but she's like it's a friendship.
yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. It was her friend I had the crush on.
Okay. Gotcha. So because she like Fern is one of those names, right? Like that it's her name's not Jennifer, right? Like so
Yeah.
basically Like good thing for that because it was easier to find her, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's a unique. Yeah, it's a nice. It's a unique look and it's a unique name. So especially if
Yeah,
you're searching Facebook and the profiles are that big, you can go not redhead, not redhead, not redhead.
yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. And so but you knew that she was an actress like from the beginning.
So she hasn't done any acting. She's recently got a film role. But apart from that, the only time she'd ever acted was either with me or with like in school. She was
Gotcha,
a she's a not full time, but she's most of the time model.
gotcha. Yeah, because
Yeah,
she
so it's
does have screen presence for sure, right?
she's great. Yeah, yeah. I'm
Okay.
glad I trusted her. I was asking her to do it with me.
So are you planning on shooting the feature sometime soon?
I kind of need the money for that.
Okay. Okay.
But yes, absolutely. That's one of the two things I think I want to do next.
What is it set up in like the same kind of one concept, like one house concept?
Yeah, so the leaflet and the text that she received, the leaflet she reads and the text she receives in the short film talks about like this is student accommodation. We're just trying out this new
Yeah.
weird feature, the smart lighting. Basically, the full length film would be that rolling out, and it would be these university students in their student housing.
So meaning that like the student housing. So meaning that like it's you're good with the like the but of course you need money, right? But it's like
Yeah.
it's kind of has that kind
Yeah,
of
yeah, you
like
could.
big brother kind of like you're in one location, I guess, right?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of it would be one. I think maybe four other locations in the full length script,
Yeah.
and a couple of street scenes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's nothing. Most of it would be that house, which is great.
So, in terms of I'm just curious about the split screen, using split screen in the film. Was that always is that always designed, or did you something you figured out in editing?
Uh, I do like the use of split screen. I will say that. I like the Ocean's movies, and Fargo season two is one of the best pieces of media ever, in my opinion. And yeah, I really like that as a feature. It's not necessarily something I wanted to use for this project, but knowing some film festivals how they can be, they'll look at a 20-minute feature film, short film, and they'll
Yeah,
say, I can do three of those, or I could do four of these 15-minute short films, and I'll get more
yeah.
people in. So it was more
Well,
about sort of
it
helping
is
keep the
how it
length.
works,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But yeah, yeah.
Mhm. So it was more about trying to get that 15-minute window.
Okay. Well, there's a certain artistic the fight, quote unquote, fight scene in the
Yeah.
kitchen
I
really
think it
works,
yeah,
right?
I think it really made the film better. I'm glad it happened because like there's a couple beats in that if you focused on just that shot, it wouldn't be very good. Like there's a scene with a phone. I
Yeah,
don't think that's very good. If you look at that just in and of itself, we could have done that a little bit better. And then so it disguises some of that. It's like going too quick and it doesn't really matter anymore because we're onto two different things now.
yeah,
And then there's a scene early on. I pass over like this side is me and this side is Fern.
yeah,
I lean over through a doorway and all you see is my shoulder and Fern's eyes on this side and it's so well timed and it's completely by accident. And I
yeah.
think that's probably my favorite shot.
But I love that the fight scene because you're not really you're focusing on both characters. Like so, if you did the split screen, you kind of like directorially be forced to like kind of like who are we focusing on here, right? And it's important that like without giving anything away that they're both focused on, right? And I think
Yeah.
that's why it works. So what I'm
Yeah.
saying is thematically the split screen works. It's not just a gag
Yeah.
for the film.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
So tell me about tell me about doing that scene like in the make. Who did your makeup?
Um, I did a lot of the preliminary stuff. Like do I still have it somewhere? I
Yeah,
do, but it's taped up in this box just by my feet. Like a fake hand. We tried for a fake face that didn't quite work, so that's not in there. Um, but yeah, a lot of preliminary was me. And then on the day, it was just sort of a mix. I'm like, I know this needs to happen. I know need this here, and this needs to be this type of blood, and this needs to be that type of blood.
yeah.
So it was really a joint effort of all, how many, five of us.
So it seems
Uh,
like a real collaborative kind of experience. Everybody was doing different, like multiple roles.
yeah, I mean, I didn't go to like university or anything for filmmaking, so everything is just how I assumed it would work. A lot of my knowledge is just like by osmosis. So when we did
Yeah.
Low Stress Day, you can't really see the poster very well, but that's Fern. That's
Okay.
Fern. And then
Yeah.
this is called Sarah Lynn Robinson, the actress name in the poster. She's
Yeah.
from America. She came over to do this, which we shot in the Midlands of the UK. And she referred to it as we that was one location as well. It was just a house. We all stayed in it for the whole
Yeah.
week during this massive heat wave. And she referred to it as like a summer camp. So we were all just sort of pitching in, doing this, that, and the other. And I think it lends itself to quite a nice atmosphere. Whether it's good for professionalism or like a $200 million film, I don't think it is. But for where I am now, it works quite well for everyone to just sort of muck in and
And,
be together.
and then tell me about the lighting idea. It was that I guess you work with Ash. The like, is it you're switching the lighting, which is the film, right? So tell me about
Yeah.
kind of executing that.
It came, it all ties into the concept. I think it's something to do with Jordan Peele. I watched either Us or Get Out or Nope. I'd watched one of them and I'm like, it had to have been one of the first two because that's when the idea came about. But it was baked in. Like the concept of this is baked in. You can't really change what it is. And I liked that the horror movie tropes went the sort of part of the film. It's not you're doing it because everyone else does it.
Yeah.
It's like this lighting has to be kind of moody and giallo-esque because that's what the story wants.
Yeah.
That's where we
Totally.
went with.
And then yeah, and it so but like so then did you change anything in editing, like in post production?
Just we not necessarily like there's this box which sort of sits in the corner of the room.
Okay.
Um, that isn't a very bright. If I turned every other light off, you would see light to about here. I
Okay.
would be very creepily lit, just this half of my face. It's not very good. So that in the film is like up to 11. You can see like it has this like aura coming off of it. Everything else is just saturated. I think most of it was just done in-house. Which all credit to Ash.
Yeah.
It's his kit.
And then you're kind of then what about the like? Cause it's a nice sound. Is like did you bring in a composer? Like tell me about the sound, doing the sound.
Yeah, so it doesn't really come across in this version. It will in the full length one if anyone ever wants to give me money. Um, I wanted it to be sort of like I said about it being baked into the concept. I want it to be set in Manchester, and I want it to be to sort of feel like it's in Manchester and like undeniably because they have in the UK, Manchester is one of the, in fact, on the whole planet, I think, for my money, the local music scene there is fantastic. It's like unbeatable.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of
Well, there's a
really
certain
good.
band from like 70, 60 years ago that's from there, right? So I guess it started the trend.
Mhm. Are you who are you referring to?
Beatles.
Close. You're close. It's Liverpool. That's about an hour away.
Oh my God, I'm so stupid. Look at there.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at my
I don't know what
ignorance.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what the key Manchester reference point is for North Americans. I think maybe Daphne from Frasier.
Or no, well, no, the soccer team, I guess, right? The
Oh,
soccer team.
Manchester. Yeah, okay, okay, okay. I'm not a massive soccer slash
No,
football.
no, but that the Manchester United would be
Yes,
the yeah. That's what
that's
got me
probably
mixed
the
up.
same again. Yeah,
Look at
but
me, my ignorance. I apologize. Okay,
that's okay. I expect it from an American, but Canadians.
I know it's totally ignorant. Okay, so the music
Um,
scene's great. Yeah.
yeah, and one of my favorite musicians is Martha Rebecca Phillips, who composed.
Oh
We met.
wow.
Yeah, we met at her. She was the front woman of a band at the time was called Elephant Trees. Changed its name to Trunk and is now on a bit of a break. But she does a bunch of other stuff. She's just like hundreds of different projects a year. It's crazy. But she's a absolutely fantastic musician and her sound is great. So she did Low Stress Day and she's done this as well.
Oh wow. And then you just got her to do it.
Yeah.
Was it
She
her
everyone
music, like music that she already did, or did she kind
no,
of
this
create
was
something new for you?
fully composed. I still actually didn't get an answer. There's a beat where we turn on a radio and a song plays. That is Martha playing acoustically and I have either forgotten or I can't remember if that is original music or if that is music
Yeah.
that already, but that might be the only time that we played music that was already out there.
Yeah. No, it's kind
And
of, but it's creepy though. There's a lot of creepy vibes going on. I love the shots of like kind of like the fly in the wall, like or of like kind of like the you're being like the surveillance shots, I guess I
Yeah,
would
like the
call it, right?
Q vision. This shot.
Yeah. And then it's like, what's going on? But my it's I don't know, that scene, the scene is like a great proof of concept in itself of the fight scene in the kitchen, because it's like what am I going to use when it's like there's
Yeah.
something really inventive about it.
It was, yeah, that was, I think, so the first question I asked when I was rewriting it to fit everyone that was actually going to get involved in it was I went
Yeah,
round and I asked, what is everyone's fears? Because again, to bake it in, to make it a bit more personal, to make it work better, I think
yeah,
you want to drive to that. So
yeah.
like there's a lot of hand violence in there because you probably can't see it in camera, but I've got some scarring on my hand here.
Okay,
And that was because a week before the COVID lockdown in the UK, I caught a knife by the end you probably don't want to catch a knife by while I was working. So that I got really sensitive to hand injuries. So there's some hand injuries in there. And then Fern is massively afraid of needles. I said I can't do needles in this story, but how
yeah.
about ice pick? And she went, ugh. And I went, okay, it's in. And then I think Martha gave me quite an abstract one, which was spiders, and that's why there's reference to, oh, it feels like spiders are doing this later on in the
So
story.
you're fighting your fears during the film.
Yeah, I think that's got to be the best way to do it, right? Is to make it
Yeah,
real, make you actually afraid of something. In fact,
gotcha.
when I'm picking glass out of my hand in one of the scenes, there's a audio clip of Fern going, ugh, and that is just that's during like B-roll. That's camera audio. The microphone was not rolling for that noise. So
Yeah.
it really does affect you. If you can get it that close to real life, it can affect you.
All right, so then you're just looking for money to do the feature film.
Yeah, I mean, if I don't get to do it, I don't get to do it. I think you have to sort of have that outlook when it comes to filmmaking,
Yeah,
especially the way I want to do it. Everyone got paid quite well for this. Like most 80% of the budget was just people getting paid what they're worth or getting paid an average wage.
yeah.
Um, because that's the way I want to do it. I don't want anyone to give me a favor, you know. I want people to have earned all the cool stuff they're doing, like the cool music that you said we had, you know. Um, so that will be most of the budget, I think.
Okay.
And I realize that might not everyone can get to doing A-list blockbusters that way, but I'm happy wherever I get doing that.
Yeah. But this film was kind of like on like kind of like bringing people together and kind of scrape money together, I'm assuming.
So it was all self-funded. We tried to do the Kickstarter route, and I wasn't a fan of it. I hated having to do a video. I hated having to do this and that.
Yeah.
And we got to like a bare minimum, and I think Kickstarter actually, or indeed whichever thing I used, cancelled it. Even though it was above its minimum, it just went, actually, no, for whatever reason. And I was like, that's fine. I don't want to have to keep
Why did they
thinking about it.
cancel it?
I have no idea. It had a minimum, and it barely got above that, and that's fine. Um, and then it just said you haven't met the minimum. And I was like, one, two, three. No, I did. And I just didn't fight it because I hated it. I hated doing
Yeah.
it. So it was self-funded.
And then
Um,
everybody gets their money back when they don't meet the minimum.
they did, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone was just
You,
like,
you have to pay anything like an introduction to start it?
I don't think you did. I think everything would have come out the back end, if I remember
I'm
right.
just curious. I don't know how it works. I know people do it,
Neither
but
do
yeah.
I. It's probably why
Like,
it
how
didn't
do
work.
they make money? I'm just curious how they make money.
I think they take a cut. I think they take a cut of the funds. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
when you see, so I've backed them before, and they'll give you a little pie chart. The ones that do it properly will give you a
Yeah.
little pie chart, and it'll say this amount, this wedge here is for Kickstarter or for Indiegogo
Gotcha.
or whatever.
They take like five, like I'm assuming like 15% or whatever. So,
Yeah, I think some go as high as 20, and whichever one I used was the lowest, at
okay.
about 8 to 10, something like that.
Gotcha. All
So.
right. All right. So then basically you got this short film. So now you're going to do the festival circuit, trying to get it seen, right?
Yeah, I mean, even if people just tell me they like it after every time they see it, that'll be good enough for me. But yeah, the ultimate goal would be someone gives me money and I make a full-length version, and everyone likes that too.
So how many films you made so far?
Like I've made two like micro short films that cost
Yeah.
nothing an afternoon, and then I've made three. This is my third short film of 10 to 20 minutes.
So like Trio, Low Stress Day, and then this one, right?
I've done your research. Yes, thank you very much.
Yep. What got you, like you said, you never went to film school. What got you to starting to make films?
Just love of the game. It was, yeah, everything I learned was like osmosis, behind the scenes documentaries, stupid like YouTube video essays, stuff like that. And just during COVID, we were quite a lucky country, um, monetarily, I guess. Like I said, I had the little accident, and then
Yeah,
instead of sick pay, which would have been like £80 a week, just bare minimum, help you get by, we all got our what was it, furlough payment. So we got the government gave us 80% of our wages
yeah,
instead, um, nothing, which is what some countries got. So whilst I was literally like that, having nothing to do except watch Netflix, everyone else was watching Netflix too. So but the only difference was they could spend money on learning how to make sourdough and stuff like that. I couldn't,
yeah,
I just couldn't do anything. 4 months into the pandemic, it was like, oh, you can hold like a cup of tea if you want now with your hand.
yeah,
I was really forced to do nothing. So I did a bit of exercise, which doesn't cost anything, and then just raked in furlough payments. And I thought, well, I have all this money now. I can just do it if I want.
yeah.
And that's when I made Trio.
So this seems like this hand industry kind of was a big change in your life in many
Yeah,
ways.
yeah, it's a real count. There's a real before and after of it all.
Yeah, like it seems like it really affected your life in many ways. Like even like you added to the film as well, right? So
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
yeah, the psychological drama and like there, I'm sure there's some loneliness and and anger about it, and then you kind of
Mm.
did good with it.
Yeah, yeah. It's a real, I don't know, it's a difficult thing to talk about because yeah, I benefited from kind of this really tragic thing
Yeah.
that happened to millions and millions of people, to fucking everybody over the world, you know. But I don't
Listen, a
know.
lot of artists did, right?
Yeah.
There's a huge creative like bubble. There's a lot of good that came of it.
Yeah, yeah. It's just a weird
Yeah.
thing to talk about. I can acknowledge that that's not anyone's fault, you know, that I
No.
was in this situation. I think it's just dumb luck, which tends to suit me quite well whenever it happens.
Well, I don't know if it's dumb luck. You have to give yourself more credit because you have to like you did something with it. Like you didn't
Yeah.
just like right? Like a lot of people probably just did nothing and just gorged and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. I'll take that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
This has been a great therapy session. I appreciate
No,
it.
no, but you brought product to the world. You brought people together, right? Like
Okay.
it's like
Yeah.
I know like it's a sliver in the grand scheme of life, but it's good. And everybody kind of was happy from it. Everybody did had different elements in their life, right? Everybody's got something for the real, blah blah blah, right? So
Yeah. You put
yeah,
this in a very nice way. Thank you, Matthew.
no, seriously, no, but that's what like you know in life. It's like I believe in the yin. I was talking about this before. I believe in the yin and yang, right? Where
Yeah.
like it's like there whatever great thing is happening, there's an exact opposite bad thing happening at the same time, and like and when something bad happens to you by that rationale, something generally good can happen, right? Like it's not to sound flaky about it, but right?
Yeah. I think it's kind of like
Yeah,
Kevin Smith post heart attack. He had that massive Widowmaker heart attack that should have killed him and all that.
yeah,
And after that, he stopped making crap like yoga hoses, and he made Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
yeah,
And he said, "Oh, it's like I'm getting all my favorite toys out of the pram and I'm playing with them again, the ones I used to have when I was a kid." So
yeah,
that's why he went back to his View Askew universe, and I think that's kind of what I did with real life. Trio was co-written with Vincent Ashwood, who's like a dear friend of mine, still is to this day. And I hadn't seen him for a while, and he'd moved away. And I said, "Do you want to come
yeah,
back and do this?" And the other guy was Matthias Rinkowski, and he was a friend from high school that I don't see as much anymore because he lives an hour and a half away. It was shot in my favorite nightclub, like venue in my hometown, called Bootleg
yeah,
Social Club in Blackpool. It's really fucking like stunning venue. If you're ever in town, there is no other need for you to be other than to go to Bootleg Social. And yeah, it's just like a bunch of I'm making new connections, new like strong friendships, and I'm also playing make believe with my favorite friends, you know.
yeah,
So
exactly.
if I can keep doing that, that'd be great.
Well, you're on your way, man. I wish you the best of success. With this film, I hope they can make a feature, and yeah, really great idea. I think you know it's a good idea as well. So, like,
Thank you.
hopefully it
Yeah,
gets
no, I
executed.
I appreciate it. I had no idea what this was gonna be going in, but you've been a delight to talk to. Thank you for letting me just yap for a
Yeah,
bit.
no, anytime, man. So make another film, and we can talk when you make your next film.
Oh, hopefully. Yeah, let's do that. Sounds
All
like
right,
a plan.
all right, man. Talk soon.